Hey everyone, today I'm sharing my very first full flat business class experience. I'll be flying today with China Airlines from Kuala Lumpur to Taipei. I've recently gotten into the credit card points and miles game and have been very excited to try to make a premium redemption. So I was thrilled when I saw this opportunity for a premium cabin to my next destination. I was able to get this ticket using points, so stick around till the end to learn how much I paid for this flight. First stop, check-in at Kuala Lumpur International Airport Terminal 1. With my business class ticket, I was able to use the Sky Priority line to check in. While according to the China Airlines website, premium cabin passengers at Kuala Lumpur International Airport have access to the Plaza Premium Lounge, I had researched and found that China Airlines and Malaysia Airlines have some sort of partnership even though they aren't in the same alliance. Since Malaysia Airlines passengers can access the China Airlines Lounge in Taipei, I wondered if the reverse was true here in Kuala Lumpur. So I decided to ask at the check-in counter, is there any possibility I could access the Malaysia Airlines Golden Lounge? He immediately said yes and wrote MH Lounge on my lounge pass. I was genuinely surprised. The lesson I learned here is that it doesn't hurt to ask. Since Malaysia Airlines Golden Lounge is considered a famous One World lounge, I was so excited I couldn't stop smiling as I rushed to the lounge to maximize my experience. Stepping inside, I was immediately greeted and welcomed into the lounge. The experience at this lounge felt elevated and it absolutely didn't disappoint. I wanted to refresh first, so I headed to the back of the lounge where the showers were. I was able to access the showers right away. No time slot reservations were required. A towel was provided and the bathroom included a sink, toilet, and everything was clean. Although the bathroom was a bit small, the standing shower had ample space. I did notice though that water tended to leak under the shower door, but thankfully a floor towel helped contain the spill. The lounge offered a great variety of food, including buffet items like porridge and dim sum, desserts, sandwiches, and pastas. Now the highlight of the lounge is the made-to-order station. If you have limited time at the Malaysia Airlines Golden Lounge, head straight to the made-to-order station and order the laksa. I can confidently say that this was the best airline lounge food that I've eaten thus far. There's also a made-to-order wonton soup for those looking for a lighter option. Now in the lounge, there was also a seating area near the windows that offered a great plane viewing spot where I could watch my plane, a massive Boeing 777-300ER, pull right up to the gate. Leaving the lounge, please note that the international terminal at Kuala Lumpur International Airport conducts security at the gate, so budget enough time for this. While waiting, I noticed something interesting on the screen. I saw that this flight was a code-share flight with Malaysia Airlines. I wondered if that was the key to my lounge access. Time to board. I was excited to be flying on their long-haul product on a short regional hop. Stepping onto the plane, the ambiance is immediately classy and premium. The subtle orange mood lighting and the extensive use of dark wood finishes really elevate the look of the cabin. China Airlines has two business class sections on this plane. The first is much larger with 6 rows. I chose the smaller second section. It only has 4 rows, giving it a much more private and less congested feel. I was in seat 21K, a window seat. The seat has excellent features. Next to the lamp, there are 2 openable cabinet sections. The larger one houses the remote and charging areas, and the smaller one is perfect for papers or a phone or small tablet. Speaking of the lamp, it's a nice design touch, and you can easily control the light with a dedicated button on the main seat control panel. This panel, by the way, is intuitive and controls the various seat recline functions. Another feature I want to highlight is the large table. It pulls out from right under the in-flight entertainment screen and then folds open to create a very generous wooden finish surface area. Down low, there's also a space for your shoes and a side compartment near the footwell. The in-flight entertainment screen is large, about 1.5 iPhones long and 2.5 iPhones wide, and the screen was pretty responsive to touch. The adjustable armrest lifts up to reveal your headphones. Soon we settled in and pushed back for takeoff. Prior to takeoff, the flight attendant had come by and greeted me by name, which I thought was a lovely personal touch, and handed me the menu. I've included screenshots of the digital menu as well here, so feel free to pause to take a look. For drinks, she recommended that I try the lychee oolong tea sparkling, and I'm so glad she did. This is probably the best drink I've ever had on a plane. It was very light and also very refreshing. I was thrilled when the appetizer arrived, chicken satay skewers. I had been debating using my credit card points to fly Malaysia Airlines business class product specifically to try their famous in-flight satay. So getting to enjoy a version on China Airlines was a lovely surprise and a great start to the meal. A big shout out to the flight attendant on this flight as she was incredibly attentive, constantly offering refills even before my glass was less than half full. She even suggested that I try a couple of their signature cocktails as she said the colors of the drinks are very pretty. The lighter pink one was a passion fruit lemon cocktail. The alcohol was very light and the fruit flavors made it very refreshing. The darker one was an oolong blackcurrant cocktail. The alcohol was a bit stronger in that one, so I preferred the lighter option. The main course arrived significantly later than the appetizers. We were served the satay soon after takeoff, but the main meal didn't arrive until much later, closer to the middle of the flight. I was a little surprised by the large gap between the appetizer and the main course. Since we didn't experience turbulence on this flight, I wondered if this delayed main course meal service is customary for China Airlines business class short-haul intra-Asia flights. If anyone knows, please drop a comment below. Since I'm not a big fan of Hainan chicken and typically stray away from fish dishes on flights, I opted for the remaining main course option, rendang beef. I might recommend the Hainan chicken or the fish option instead for passengers who are taking this flight in the future. While the plating was beautiful, the main dish flavors were really strong and the taste was simply not for my palate. Following the main course, I selected this delicious cheesecake dessert paired with an oolong tea. It was a light dessert and the tea paired well with it for a nice closing to the meal service. Since I had so many attentive beverage refills, I became very familiar with Lavatory. This was a nice, spacious business class lavatory that included lotion and facial mist, and even featured a cool Chinese watercolor painting on the wall and a small window for some extra light. After the meal, it was time to enjoy my first full flat experience. At about 183 centimeters tall or 6 foot, I was thrilled to find the footwell was generous and I had plenty of space to stretch out completely. The blanket was very soft, making for a comfortable nap. Before landing, I had remembered that I had used AI to help pick my window seat side, and it had suggested the right side of the plane for a chance to see Taipei 101, and it was right. I was able to see Taipei 101 during our descent. You can see it here in the distance, it's that tall green building. The opportunity to fly China Airlines long-haul Boeing 777-300ER product on a regional route was incredible. If the opportunity comes up to fly their long haul on an actual long haul trip, I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for that opportunity. So, what's the final verdict? While the main meal was a miss, the exceptional service, the luxurious seat and cabin, and the unexpected Malaysia Airlines Golden Lounge access made this a truly memorable first lie-flat flight experience. After landing, I thanked the flight attendant for her incredible service. It turns out this was her very first flight servicing business class, and I shared it was my first time in a full flat seat, so it was a memorable flight for both of us. I found this flight on Air France/KLM's Flying Blue for 21,000 points, which I thought was an incredible deal for a 4.5-hour flight within Asia, as I typically see intra-Asia business class flights starting at 30,000 plus points. With a 20% bonus to Flying Blue from Chase, and topping off the remaining points with Capital One miles since I didn't have enough Chase Ultimate Reward points, I transferred a total of 17,800 credit card points and paid a total of $73.50 in taxes and fees for this flight, which I think is an incredible value. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Would you book this flight? Have you had any similar lounge access surprises? What other great intra-Asia regional premium cabin deals have you found? Thank you so much for watching, and please hit the like button and the subscribe button as it'll really help the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.